Your name's Obi.
Yes, it is. You're Lando.
How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love you.
Thanks, man.
Well, you know, a lot of times when people say I love you, then they'll say I love you too. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, that's a normal,
And
normal
that's
thing.
when I say I love you.
Yeah, ditto.
Ditto's not the same thing.
It's not?
It's a different thing. But I think that's what's unique about our relationship, because I can say I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily have to say you love me back in order for me to know that, in fact, indeed, you love me back. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. It's
This
a great
episode
thing.
of Bone Down is going to be about love. But before we even get into there, I want to give a shout out to Katie K, a very wonderful friend of mine, of ours from early on in like middle school. She almost killed me in a car accident, literally in a stolen car that happened. And I had my first interracial sexual experience with her. And she's not intersexual. I was the third party watching. I'm not even kidding. And I'll make a whole other episode about it. Anyway, she contacted me, and she was like, when the hell are you going to have another, episode 2 of Bone Down or whatever? And listen, she's right. It's been a while since there's been another episode of Bone Down. However, if you want more episodes, go back to Super Magic Show. There's 20 of them. Check them out. If you like Bone Down, check out Super Magic Show, and vice versa. Anyway, let's get back to love. Let's circle back.
All right. Love. True love.
Mm-hmm. So, can I tell you about the first time, being in love? Can I tell you about this?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. And I wasn't one of those dudes who had, a high school sweetheart or something. It never happened to me back then. I just remember being in college, being a sophomore. How old does that make you?
About 19, I would say.
About 19 maybe. Or so. And, I was living in Chicago, and I was downtown, and I had I'm not saying this to brag, but I had a pretty dope ass apartment. I was on the 19th floor of a building. It was downtown, whatever. Things were cool, and I was a student, and I had a food card where I could swipe stuff, and one of the things I could swipe were Krispy Kremes. So life was the
Donuts?
shit. Yeah. And I was with this girl, Rachel. And Rachel comes over with a game. She comes over to my apartment and I don't know why she had this, or why. I think maybe I had it. I don't know. She had a travel version size of Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Oh, yeah. I love that game.
Remember that game? But the travel version size, because there's the little balls that bounce around in the Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, little white
eat
balls.
them up.
White balls.
But the travel version was for you to do on an airplane or in a van or something like that. And so it had this plexiglass half cylinder on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Covering it up, so the ball you wouldn't lose them.
Right.
But the problem was the balls were or the cylinder was cracked in 2 pieces down the middle, up the top, so the balls would shoot out the top. So what she did, she was smart and innovative. She took this bracelet off of her hand, and it was a grippy, elastic, beaded bracelet. Mm-hmm. She takes it off her wrist, and she puts it onto the orb, and it brings it back together to where the cracks are back
closed.
Sealed.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so the balls don't bounce around, so we can keep on playing Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Wonderful.
Next thing I know, the head of my dick is buried into the back of her throat, banging against her tonsils as I have a crazy orgasm. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the pinnacle of life. I live in a cool apartment. There's this awesome girl, and I'm jizzing in the back of her tonsils. Like this, like life doesn't get any better. And I believe that. And so next thing that happens is that, that can only go so long. So then we're sitting on the couch and we're watching TV, and she's like, and this shows how old I am. She's like, there's this thing you got to see, and it's right up your alley. And this is why I loved her sense of humor. And I knew that she knew mine. She's like, it's weird, just like you, blah, blah, blah. And it was the first time I'd ever seen this. She pops in her own DVD. She pulls out of her purse her own DVD and pops in Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Back when it first came out.
First wave. I'm like, holy shit. And then she starts like holding my hand and sort of like caressing my palm with her thumb.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
always
nice.
And I'm thinking, all right, let's get to something straight. Like I am not an ugly man. Like I'm not but I'm not Brad Pitt. Like I get it.
No,
like,
none of us
I
are.
know where I stand in life. But like I'm a reasonably good-looking dude. You okay?
Yeah.
Rachel was like for me to say someone's disproportionately hot means a lot. Rachel was way disproportionately hot. Like, I got the hottest girl on the planet, in my opinion. And I live in a cool apartment in downtown Chicago, and I'm watching Aqua Teen getting blown. Like, this is what love is. This is everything,
that's
right?
When you knew, huh? That's when you knew.
And I thought that's what love was, but I was wrong. Here's what love was. So when you're watching Aqua Teen on the couch, thinking that you're in love and things like that, what's it going to lead to?
I would guess sex on the couch.
Boning down
on the couch.
That's what you do,
right? With Master Shake in the background.
We're doing that one where it's like, what's the standard move where it's like I don't know the name of it, but like the dude sits there and the chick,
girl on top, whatever, cowgirl.
Is that?
I guess. Whatever.
Is that what that is? Cowgirl?
I don't really call a name for it. I just call it.
So
awesome.
we're doing that. We're doing cowgirl. Cowgirl. We're doing cowgirl. Having a great time, and she like poop.
What?
Like farts,
what?
like sharts, but like poop, like excrement doesn't actually come out. The beaded bracelet it comes out of her butthole and lands onto my scrotum. And I didn't stop, and she didn't stop. It didn't faze any of us.
Wow.
And that is the true meaning of love. When a girl can just poop out beads onto your nutsack and nobody cares. That is awesome.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
Sounds like a pretty amazing time.
Yeah. I mean, but whatever. I mean,
can't say that I have any stories like that, man.
Well, it's okay.
Well, that's it for this episode. Trying to keep it short and sweet. Thanks for listening. Please go to YouTube and like our channel. We're called Bone Down. And shoot us an email, talk shit, whatever. bonedownshow@gmail.com. See you next time. Peace.